Hello everyone, welcome back to Kim Possible. We are once again a little naked boy. Could have phrased that literally any other way, but I decided to do it that way, just to make everyone uncomfortable, I guess, including me. Anyway, yeah, we're inside of the plane, or airship thing, whatever you want to call it, with these, pistons. And, yeah, a little bit of a short video today. This is just kind of how the cutoff ended up going. Like I said, this is like a pretty long level. Has many sections to it, more than a lot of the other ones. So, this one's short just because I believe the next level is the last section. It certainly looks like it, because it sounds like it's like the hideout of the villain we've been chasing this whole time. I mean, I know this game is like pretty short, I just didn't know exactly how short. And as I've talked about before, I don't know how much extra content there is that I am missing or don't know about, so I don't know. It's a blind LP, it's all a mystery to me. Yeah, I died. I'm impatient. That's a big reason of why I die in video games. Anyway, apologies if you can hear my washer dryer, by the way. This one's a little bit better with not being incredibly fucking loud than our last one. Because yeah, fun fact, the infamous washer dryer machine that I have mentioned several times as being broken and shitty and having to be repaired a million times and being an like archaic, discontinued, I've found out, brand of machine that does not work, and the buttons and display make no sense. The only choices you have for drying are like 40 minutes and everything is still sopping wet, or like 3.5 hours. Anyway, and sometimes longer than that, for whatever reason. It doesn't make any sense, and it was fucking up. It kept giving an error message for like the last couple months. We were just taking our laundry to Liv's parents' house for a while, and then when the maintenance guy for our apartment came to look at it, we were having him look at it for the fact that nothing was drying. Like, we would put it in there forever and it would still be wet. And so we got us a new one. Different model actually fucking works. It still is loud sometimes, mostly at the beginning and end, but that's because all washer and dryer machines have the scary part where it suddenly goes turbo mode. So anyway, that's like a fun little improvement in my life that's happened semi-recently. It's less annoying to wash clothes. Doesn't take as long, and it actually works. And hopefully this one doesn't break down a million times, but who knows. This set of cutscenes and this game in general, I've been thinking about it. I don't know why, but just vibe-wise and kind of art style wise, it reminds me a lot of Creature from the Krusty Krab for some reason. I don't know if that's weird or it doesn't make any sense, but it's just how I feel, you know? And my feelings are valid, and that was dog shit. Also, much like yesterday's LEGO Star Wars video, I find myself having to continue, or in this regard, even start in the first place, a thought that I started at the very end of the previous video. And I remembered that at the end of the last video, I said something about wanting to talk about a TikTok where a man showed off his bedroom setup. And it's very silly, but I wanted to talk about it because it's been one of the only only things that has, in the words of Marie Kondo, sparked joy in my social media use in the last several weeks. So the prompt to this TikTok was this woman being like, men always, talk about like you're missing out on me or whatever, something like that. And it basically just like a men suck post, and she was like, show me your bed frame, and then this dude responded to it. He sounds very nerdy, but I have no idea. You don't see him in the video. I don't know what he looks like, but just from the content of the video itself, I assume that he is a strapping and buff young lad and a big dick king. He shows this loft style bed that he built himself, like built the frame himself, and underneath the bed he has his computer set up, and he's like, I wanted to make a lot of room for my Legos, and he shows this like sick ass Lego collection on shelves. Very clean room, by the way. And then he also has like workout equipment in there because he wanted to be able to work out in the room. And then he has like a bookshelf and whatever. And the only thing that's sketchy about it is he uses like a weird stepladder to get up into his bed, and I feel like a regular ladder would probably work better. And then so so already this is like really cool, and I'm not joking when I say that he's a big dick king. That shit is cool. Like, he knows what he likes, and he put a lot of effort into making building himself a space that works very well for him, and gives him lots of space. Like, it's a smartly put together room and everything, and he's works out regularly enough to keep the stuff in his room, and is working on his physique more than I can say for myself. And he also has a cool little hobby of doing Legos, which are cool and for pimps. So, not being sarcastic at all, but the video truly goes from a 10 to an 11 when he's showing off his bed, and it's a little weird at first where he talks about how he doesn't have comforter because he doesn't like to make his bed in the morning, so he just sleeps in a sleeping bag, which I personally wouldn't really like. But I understand not wanting to have to make the bed every morning, and hey, whatever works for you. I just don't prefer sleeping in sleeping bags. But he really brings it all home, where he says, and this third pillow, this is my cuddling pillow, and I like brown women, so the brown pillow is good for that. And I lost it at that, because I don't know, I just thought it was awesome. It's in response to a white woman, so I feel like, I don't know if he was like very subtly, throwing some shade there or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter either way. It's a funny video. It's a nice video. And a lot of my friends were like sharing it and talking about it, and it was just nice. It was a nice moment on Twitter, which you don't normally get, and where you just see a video of a guy doing a thing that he likes, and it's nice, it's pretty good. So I wanted to talk about it because it lifted my spirits for a little while. There are a lot of goddamn robot monkeys in this level, and I'm assuming there are going to be more of them later on, and they can be tough. They make the frame rate shit itself, for one thing, and also there are just a lot of them at once a lot of the time, and so yeah, you're in a pretty decent amount of danger of getting monkey boned at any time. Anyway, here's a Scooby little area here. I was gonna say sexy, but I kind of hate dudes who say sexy in that way. I don't know. It always kind of... All the most annoying dudes I went to school with said that, so I just refrained from talking that way. I don't like have... I'm not clutching my pearls or anything. I just, normally I would cut out this trek back, but it's already a short video, so, we're chilling. It's okay. But yeah, it was nice to have a little uplift from Twitter lately, because I don't know if this has been the case for anybody else, but social media, and really when I say that I just mean Twitter, because I barely look at Facebook anymore. I look at Instagram. I mean, I look at all these apps every day, but I stay on Twitter for probably multiple hours throughout the day. Facebook and Instagram, I do max like 5 minutes of scrolling, and then I'm like, okay, I've seen everything today on this app has to offer me, and most of it was annoying or just not very interesting. So, but Twitter obviously is like the main place for cool pimps for hanging out with your friends, talking to your friends about movies and things, and getting mad at people. But it's been really weak lately. I'm not gonna say it's because Trump got banned, like he was the arbiter, but I don't know. There's been a shift in energy lately. I think it's all just part of the sort of cultural reset we are right at the I don't want to say nexus, whatever, the beginning of with Biden coming in. It seems to be simultaneously a nostalgia for the 90s and nostalgia for like the early 2010s, which is basically the first like 2 years of the Obama era, the one with all that hope and promise that was immediately dashed, and how this time is going to be so much different. It seems to be that both of those things simultaneously to some degree. The 90s thing mostly with like movies and TV shows, I'm starting to notice now, after a decade of very like mostly very surface level sort of homages and remakes to 80s stuff. Now we're getting into announcing a bunch of 90s shit that we're gonna remake, and it's gonna be awesome. And I don't even know if I'll be able to take pleasure in the, like, oh, this is at least a thing that I actually grew up with on like, the 80s things, because they're probably gonna, like, be worse. Like, they're probably gonna suck more, just as pieces of entertainment. So, not looking forward to that very much. But yeah, everything that's, like, been going around on Twitter lately has just been very stupid. All the things that people are fighting about, all of them are getting very predictable, very low energy. It's mostly just, at least on my timeline, because I mostly follow movies and politics people, who the fuck would have guessed. Mostly on my timeline, it's just like people getting mad at liberals for defending Biden stuff. Which, like, yeah, it is annoying and bad, but, like, defending the ways in which he and the other Democrats are bad, but, I don't know, it's just, and nothing movie-wise is really happening. Oh, well, no, people are talking about Nomadland, and there's that guy who, called a woman who had previously been homeless at one point, who said that she didn't like the movie because she thought it was like an exploitative or otherwise just uninteresting or bad depiction of poverty. He basically was calling her illiterate and like unable to understand cinema for not having the correct opinion about this movie that everyone swears is the second coming of Christ. And that's just annoying. And then on the other side of that, you have what conservatives get mad about, which is Gina What's-Her-Face from Star Wars. And, I don't give a fuck about that. And then there's the Mr. Potato Head controversy, that Mr. Potato Head is now just Potato Head, and how am I supposed to play with my Potato Head toys without being sure of its sex? Mr. Potato Head is a masculine toy for men. Now, I really want conservatives to make a new Mr. Potato Head that's the same as regular Potato Head, but you have a detachable cock and balls, so that you know that it's a man. But, yeah, I mean, well, what else is gonna be on the edge? Dum-dums getting mad about dumb shit. But at least I follow all the cool people, and I have all of the correct opinions, so I can take solace in that. This guy's voiced by Patton Oswalt, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Necessarily evil. Yes! My tectonic seismic disinhibitor!
Your what?
It's a doomsday device, you idiot!